Most people wake up in the morning and immediately start thinking about their problems. These problems are connected to certain memories, and these memories are tied to specific people and things. If the brain is like an old tape recorder playing the same tape every day, then as soon as your day begins, you're already thinking and living in the past. Each of your memories is linked to your emotions, and emotions are the end product of your past experiences. So, the moment you remember your problems, you start to feel unhappy, sad, and the pain comes. The way you think and feel creates your state of being. In other words, it shapes your character. If your state of being when you start the day is rooted in the past, it means that your past will eventually become your future. For example, something happened yesterday that made you angry. Today you wake up, think about it, and feel angry again. Keep doing this for another 2 days, and people will think you're having a bad day. Do it for a week, and people will think you're in a bad mood. If you continue for much longer, that anger will become part of your character. You'll be known as someone who's always angry. As you can see, your thoughts have a lot to do with your destiny. This means that if you keep thinking about the past, you'll keep creating the same life for yourself in the future. Without even realizing it, you're recreating the same life, one that you might not even like. Here's how it usually happens. You wake up and grab your phone. You open Instagram, scroll through WhatsApp, read a few emails or text messages, then check the news, and finally feel connected to everything familiar in your life. After that, you go through a series of routine behaviors. You get out of bed the same way, go to the bathroom, drink coffee from your favorite mug, take a shower, get dressed, and take the same bus or drive to work on the same route. Finally, you get to work and see the same people who trigger the same emotional reactions in you. When your workday ends, you rush home to do the same things all over again the next day. This becomes your routine, and the routine works like a computer program. At this point, it's almost as if you've lost your free will to the program. It's no longer you running the show, it's your subconscious program. By the age of 35, 95% of who we are is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, innate attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that operate automatically like a program. So, you might consciously say with your 5% mind, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, I want to be free. But your body is running on a completely different program. You're putting 5% of your conscious mind against 95% of your subconscious mind. It's like putting an average person up against an Olympic weightlifter in a competition. No wonder it feels so hard to make significant changes. You keep falling back into the old program and recreating the same life. So, how do you start to make changes? You need to go beyond the analytical mind. The analytical mind is what separates the conscious mind from the subconscious. And that's where meditation comes in. Through the practice of meditation, you can learn to slow down your brain waves. When done correctly, you can access that operating system where you can finally start making fundamental changes. Most people wait for a crisis, trauma, illness, or diagnosis to start changing. Joe Dispenza's message is this: why wait for something negative to happen? You can be forced to learn and change through pain and suffering, or you can choose to learn and change through joy and inspiration. Most people spend 70% of their lives in survival mode. They live in stress, constantly anticipating the worst-case scenario based on past experiences. Faced with infinite potential in the quantum field, they unconsciously choose negative outcomes. It's like looking at a menu with endless options and picking the worst one. Every time you remember a negative event, your brain and body produce the same chemistry as if the event were happening again. You're sending the same emotional signals to your body. In a way, your body becomes your unconscious mind. It doesn't know the difference. It believes the event is happening now. Most people are constantly recreating their negative emotional states by thinking about them over and over. When it's time to let go of negative emotions, they might say, I really want to change, but the problem is that the body is stronger than the mind. It has been conditioned to negative emotions for years. What was once a servant has now become the master. When you decide to change and step into the unknown, your body resists. It prefers guilt and suffering because that's what it knows and can predict. The unknown is scary. Entering the unknown is like stepping into a deep river. Your body knows that if you make it to the other side, it will die. It will do everything it can to stop you. That's why, as soon as you start meditating, your nose begins to itch. You suddenly remember an important task or a random memory from 20 years ago. This is your body saying, let's stop this and go back to our miserable, familiar life. The body has many tools and will use them all to keep you from stepping into the unknown. But the unknown is the best place to create your future. The easiest way to access the unknown is through meditation. In a deep meditative state, you can begin to create your future. What kind of life do you want? What behaviors do you want to exhibit? What kind of person do you want to become? Mentally rehearsing the things or behaviors you want is the best way to create your future. When you are truly present, your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. By imagining, you're installing the programs or software for your future life. Now, your brain is no longer a record of the past. It becomes a map for the future. And if you keep doing this, who knows? You might start acting like a happy person. The hardest part is teaching your body emotionally what the future will feel like before the experience happens. Simply imagining isn't enough. You need to feel it in your body. If thoughts are the language of the brain, emotions are the language of the body. Your body understands what your mind is telling it through feelings. If you're not feeling anything, your body isn't receiving the signal. It's like having a modem in your room, but your phone can't connect because the Wi-Fi is turned off. The moment you start feeling the emotions of your thoughts, you connect to the internet of your future. You begin downloading your new life. And here's the thing, you don't need to wait for success to feel successful. You don't need to wait for wealth to feel abundant. You don't need to wait for a relationship to feel love. According to the quantum model of reality, the moment you start feeling abundant and worthy, you begin moving toward your future. You're no longer a victim, saying things like, I am this way because of that person or that experience. Sadly, many people today are victims of their own negative thoughts from the past. But here's the truth about those thoughts. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean it's true. Let me repeat that. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean you should act on it. On average, you think 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day. 90% of those thoughts are the same as the day before. If your thoughts are tied to your destiny, your life isn't going to change much because the same. Thoughts lead to the same choices, behaviors, experiences, and emotions. That's why meditation is so important. It helps you become more aware of how you think, act, and feel. The more aware you are, the less likely unwanted thoughts will slip past your awareness. Meditation means familiarizing yourself with your thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. And as you do, you stop letting them influence you. Instead, you start having new thoughts and conditioning your body to a new emotional state. If you do this long enough, that new emotional state becomes familiar. Creating a new you is like cultivating a garden. First, you pull out the weeds and clear the stones. Then, you prepare the soil. Only then can you start planting. Meditating works the same way. You're preparing the garden, and it's not easy. Training your body to sit and meditate is like training a wild animal or a dog. You tell it, sit and stay, but it runs away. Then you bring it back, and it runs away again. And you bring it back again. The moment you start meditating, your body might say, hey, it's 8 a.m. You usually check emails and get angry at this time. What's going on? We've been getting angry together at this time for years, and now you're going to change all of a sudden. Your body will send signals, searching for that familiar chemical state, even if it's toxic. But every time you become aware of what your body is doing and bring your attention back to the present moment, you're telling your body that it's no longer in charge. You are the mind now. If you keep doing this over and over, eventually, the body will listen. And when it does, you'll release the emotional chains that keep you stuck in the past. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.